Welcome to Community Chats, bringing you stories and insights from the heart of Community Living Toronto, a non-profit organization that proudly supports people with intellectual disabilities and their families. We will focus on stories of belonging and inclusion and topics of interest from communities across Ontario and the world. From uplifting moments to breaking barriers, from innovative policies to ideas from leading thinkers, we continue to advocate for inclusive communities and support the rights and choices of people with an intellectual disability.
Hi everyone, this is Brad Saunders, the CEO at Community Living Toronto, and welcome to Community Chats. Sam and Erica joined me today for a wide-ranging and really open conversation. As influencers with community living, they have chosen to put themselves out there, in person and on social media, really anywhere they can use their voice. They use their voice to share their personal stories, interests, and the work that they're doing towards making the world a better place, a world that they would like to see. Let's jump right in, and I now bring you Erica and Sam. Okay, today I'm joined by a couple of very interesting people, Sam and Erica, and we're going to have a good chat about a number of things. So welcome, Sam and Erica.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I'm going to start off by asking each of you, and I'll start with Erica. Maybe tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm part of community living. I've been part of Lights for a while, and I'm also a self-advocate on the influencers as well as Sam and we have a bunch of others of us included as well. And with being with the influencers, we've got to do lots of speaking engagements, so attended different conferences, and just to let your voice heard and speak up about advocacy and people with disabilities in the community with jobs and everything else as well.
Great. Sounds like you've got a lot going on.
Yeah, and then there's bunch of things happening this month that I'll be part of as well. Training.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Sam, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Sam. I'm 27 years old. I have autism, and I am part of the CLTO influencers and have a broad set of interests.
Excellent. So Sam, go ahead, Erica. Yeah.
I want to also add that without Lights, I wouldn't be able to have the place of living my own and helping me with the things that they've helped me with until now as well.
So Erica, maybe I'll just ask you, tell us about your Lights living situation, or what is Lights and how are you connected?
So Lights is through community living and helps people find roommates as well as living on your own. And I think they help you about finding something like they have, or they can help you get some stuff, when you move into a new place, like maybe some furniture or some other things as well.
So you've found an apartment?
Yes, I've had an apartment.
And you live with a roommate?
No, myself.
You live on your own? Okay.
Yes.
And
I've been here 8 years, so yeah.
8 years. Excellent. Yes. Excellent. And then do you have people coming in to give you some help from time to time?
I know how to cook. I've been cooking for a long time. I usually cook once a week. I made this yummy chicken recipe actually this past week.
Oh, nice.
And I'm looking forward to tasting that. And again, I've been helping people. Through Lights has been, that program I took of Steps to Independence with Laura Starrett a long time ago. She helped me a little bit. We had a bunch of us doing that. And then also, as well as, having people to teach me like a while ago, I've always had a niche for cooking. I always love cooking, watch cooking shows. So training new recipes, and as well as, I would try something different, or if I made something a long time ago, I'll try to make it, not maybe span it out. So it's not this, the same. But no, I love cooking. Just the cleanup's always not the fun part.
Okay. No, it never is. It never is. You got to do it as you go. You got to do it as you go, and that makes it easier.
It's a lot easier said than done when you're one person. So again, I've learned to I'd always try new recipes. I love cooking. Love trying different things and seeing how they taste. And also, if I have enough, I'll give some family to taste to see how they like it too as well. So
I'm glad Lights has been successful for you, and that you're living well.
I'm grateful. Yes.
Yeah. Sam. Tell us something interesting about yourself, or something people may not know, or what comes to mind for you?
So I was involved in a viral video called The Dancing Barista. And in 2016, the video went super viral, and the story was like all over the news and like international news. And then Ellen DeGeneres saw the video and had me and my manager Chris on the show.
Oh yeah.
And I got a trip to Japan from it, and that alone was an amazing experience. And I really credit that for giving me my advocacy platform and giving me even more of a voice than I had before.
That's excellent. And I would encourage people, if you, the nice thing about technology today, if you just Google the dancing barista, you can get to see that whole thing, including your appearance on Ellen, and that was quite the event. Now, you went to Japan. Who did you take to Japan?
I took my dad.
Yeah, excellent. And you had quite a good time. That's excellent. Now, you are both members of the Community Living Toronto Influencers.
Correct. Yes.
And our influencers is a growing group of people that advocate around certainly disability issues, but also just around other things that are of interest to each of you. You, Erica, you're fairly new to the group, and Sam, you've been around for a few years. Erica, I'll start with you. What keeps you passionate and motivated around doing advocacy and being part of the influencers, as well as the other advocacy work that you do?
So I was just at a conference the last 2 days, and I was able to network and meet new people and hear about, the what they do and what's going on in their province and what also is involved for advocacy and stuff like that. It was a 2-day conference. I've learned a lot about that, got to network, got to connect with people. Networking, getting to find out like what's going on and like about advocacy, since I'm a good advocate and I can speak up for myself and be able to get out there. Yeah.
What are the things that are most important to you about your advocacy? Like, what are the messages that you're trying to have people hear and understand?
That we're just like everybody else. We should be treated like everybody else. Just give us a chance. Don't just judge us by our looks or what we sound like. We're still capable people of doing jobs or doing things in the community. And just because maybe we sound or look different doesn't mean we can't do things. So just close the book, open the book, be more open book than closed book.
Great. Excellent. Sam, what about you? What keeps you motivated around advocacy? And then another part of that, is there any particular thing that you're most important or that is most important to you or passionate when you advocate?
I think what's really important for me is, of course, advocating for the different abilities community, but also advocating for the LGBTQIA community. And really really making it known that it doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. It really shouldn't matter to anyone, and kind of just being a voice for the community, not speaking for anyone, but basically just being a voice for the LGBTQIA community, and hopefully being like loud and proud. And as a fellow gay man myself, it really makes me happy and makes me proud when I see the community being embraced and being loved and being respected. Yeah.
Excellent. Now you've both been part of the influencers for a bit of time. I think, as I mentioned, Sam, you've been a few years longer than Erica. But tell me, and maybe Eric, I'll start with you. What have you done with the influencers? Like, what are a couple of things that stands out as being important?
So I was just in Berlin last month, the end of, I was actually in Berlin in April, and it was a phenomenal trip. We went to the Global Disability Summit. I know we'll be touching on that later. And just to network and see all the people at different walks of life, and just to see what people are doing in the sense of different abilities, and just to, they're people. They're not treated differently. They're people like us. It's I just talk to people like normal, not like have to treat them differently, talk to them differently, talk down to them, like talk face to face.
Yeah. So I've never been to Berlin. What's that like?
It was amazing just to see, like, just to be there and to see, like, what's this, like, Global Disability Summit that I was at, just to see, again, all the different people. Beautiful place. Got to see all the different sites and got to taste the different foods.
Yeah.
And, just to be at the summit. And it was just a very great opportunity that I got. I was very blessed to get the opportunity to be able to go to somewhere that's out of North America, to be able to go somewhere I haven't been to before. That was on my list as well.
What was one of the most important things or something that stands out for you that you took away from that conference?
Just to see, like, the different people walks of life, and just like that they're people like us, and that they're also probably working as well. Like, they work too, probably, I'm sure, or they have something in life that's meaningful, that, just because they have maybe, let's say, like a prosthetic arm, or they have maybe like a vision impairment or a hearing impairment, or, learning disability, or some sort of different ability, that they're still people. They still can do things in life, maybe just a bit differently.
So the focus of that conference was around all different types of disabilities, people coming together to learn together, to advocate, to make networks and connections, and
to hear different people speak about their journeys, or things like that, because we were also part of Inclusion International, so we got to hear
right.
We got to see all the different countries represented, as well as Canada, so that was cool too. And
great. Well, I'm glad you were able to represent
it was
Toronto.
Amazing time.
There,
yes.
maybe not and Canada for sure. That's excellent.
Yes, it was an amazing time. No, I loved it.
Yeah. So Sam, yourself, you've what can you tell us about something that stands out around your time working with the influencers?
So for me, being a self-advocate, working with other self-advocates, is really, like, it gives me life, and it really, I'm really happy to, I really love to feed off of other self-advocates, and hear their experiences with a different ability, and to hear what they've been doing with their life, and to hear all that kind of stuff. And I find it really fulfilling to be in a group, kind of networking around different ability and advocacy. And I think to me it's really it's a really fulfilling thing to have, to be surrounded by other advocates who I get inspired by, and who I hear, and I can also really appreciate their opinions too, and hear about their experience. So for me, it's a very
Rewarding.
fulfilling and rewarding thing to be a self-advocate, and to speak up for myself, and not have it just be through someone else.
That's interesting. You started out by saying that it gives you life, that it's a real high. I take that to mean it's a real highlight for you, and you're loving it. For people that may want to get into this, or maybe you two are both very comfortable speaking, you're both good at speaking publicly. Other people may not have found their voice, or may not be as comfortable. What would you suggest? What advice would you have for people that want to do this but maybe haven't started yet?
I have a feeling this is going to happen. It's also a good question. No, it's a good question too. Well, maybe speak to somebody that they're, maybe they're, I don't know if they have I guess a worker, or someone that they're, comfortable with, and maybe start, putting thoughts together, writing on paper, maybe start doing speeches, maybe start doing that, and then maybe
talk to people, start slow, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then maybe start writing little, like, speeches or something, and maybe talking, like, getting their voice, maybe try and practice in speeches. Maybe that will also help, boost their confidence, and their voice, and maybe start being able to do things, and be able to get more confident speaking, so then they can start talking to other people, and be able to speaking out loud, and speaking using their voice to be heard.
Sam, do you have any advice for people that want to do more advocacy, have a voice of their own?
I think my advice is to just be confident in what you're advocating for, and be passionate about what you're advocating for, and just know that people hear you, people understand you. And so basically, bottom line, my advice would be to have confidence in yourself and knowledge in what you're advocating for, and really honing those skills.
Right. Okay. Now you both do a lot online. And one of the things about online is the internet can be a dark, nasty, hate-filled place.
Yeah.
So have you experienced that? And then what do you do to protect yourself from that?
Sam, do you want to go first? I can go first, whatever works.
So being famous and coming from a viral video, of course, I will say this first off. Most of the comments were really nice.
Yeah.
They were really sweet. They were praising me. They were really, really like inspired to see a person with different abilities like be so exposed and so out there and actually like contributing to society. But occasionally I would see comments calling me the R word, comments calling me like subhuman.
Wow.
And just like a sliver of ignorant trolls just spewing their hatred towards someone who really doesn't deserve it.
Right.
And yeah, I will admit it put me into a really dark depression for a while.
Oh no.
And
that's not good.
I didn't really know how to get out of it until it could, and then I realized, oh, like I've been going to therapy for a long time and all that kind of stuff, and that stuff like really helps me when like
Good.
I talk things out and I don't like keep things bottled in and like have it explode like that.
That's good.
So
that's good.
I think for me, I did personally experience the nasty side of the internet, and it is kind of a little bit of a trauma for me. So I try really hard to not look at those things anymore. I mean, it is really hard sometimes, but I try really hard to not look at that stuff, because they don't know me, and I really
Sam's the best.
Sam.
I don't surround myself with mean people or people who are negative or who have negative energy. So that's my take.
That's really helpful, and thanks for sharing that. So there is some risk around being out, doing the work that you're doing and taking stances. Erica, what's your advice for people that are considering this, or what do you suggest that people do when they're getting, if you're online and people are giving you a hard time or being, as Sam sort of said, really mean and hateful?
I haven't had as much hateful as Sam has had. That I can remember. I mean, it's been more like in person or, or maybe text or something like that, text or something, or emails maybe,
Right.
but it's not necessarily over online. I've had actually really positive experiences being social and being able to cook. And actually I was hosting some cooking lessons with some friends that I've met across Canada online through Special Olympics briefly. And they got to be friends. Like my friends got to become friends with people who they didn't know, and now they're friends because of me. I got to have the social part of it, the aspect during COVID, because I know it was hard. So I got everybody together online on Zoom. We got to have like a fun session of cooking and be able to network and talk. And people got to meet other people who didn't know each other before through me, and we got to cook and have fun and be able to show what they made, and it was just a fun time. And then, I mean, now that COVID's kind of now not as much, it's I don't host them anymore, but I loved doing it. And it was rewarding and fun. And I got to everyone got to network and to talk and social and just to have fun and make a meal or snack or whatever I did. So, and a dessert. So, and they got to feed their family. So it was even better.
Good. And now, Sam, the other day I was walking through Union Station out of a GO train, and I saw your face on a TV. On an ad for CIBC. So what was that all about? And can you tell us about it?
Sure. So I believe it was the last year that CIBC contacted me and my parents to film a video at which ended up being at my mom's house. And it was basically just a video highlighting one of their many charities, and one of their many charities was obviously through United Way and Community Living.
Right.
And they wanted obviously to film a self-advocate, and they chose me and my family.
Nice.
And so basically they filmed me and my mom, and our house basically kind of became somewhat of a set that day. And I'd say that was also a really fulfilling experience, because to kind of get my advocacy out there and to kind of get what my passion is through my advocacy out there more, and to have maybe other individuals with my same condition look at that and maybe hopefully be inspired to do similar things. So I think that's what's really great about having that kind of exposure. And they do also, I think, have the video on some of the some of the little ATMs that they have at the CIBC locations.
So next time I take out money, I'm going to get to see
film it and just post it.
I mean, I don't know if it varies. I don't know if if it vacation I don't know if it varies.
Yeah. But it's really well. Yeah, it's really well done. Yeah. You can tell that it was really well produced. It's nice when you work with a big organization like that, like the bank, that they made a real. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get it tonight.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Well, good that you took that risk as well, Sam, and put yourself out there and shared your story. And your mom was part of that as well. It was excellent to see.
Yeah.
Wanted to ask a little bit about as May is Intellectual Disability Month. We're spending a lot of time sort of just thinking about disabilities and what the past was like and where things are at now and what the future holds. Erica, I'll start with you. In your ideal future, what would you like to see improve or be different for people that have a disability?
In just generally speaking,
generally, or anything specific, all of it, whatever. What's your top? What's your top thing you'd like to see change?
Community and employment, because again, employment's a struggle with a lot of broader spectrum of everybody, but especially people with intellectual disabilities or IDD, intellectual development disabilities. So I know that the terminology is IDD or ID. IDD, I think, is now also starting to be used more. But no, employment opportunities, equal employment opportunities, trying to get them, even if it's something where they can start at something, just to get them in there and get them in the workforce, feel like they've belong to society, they can earn money and feel proud of it, because it's tough for some people for feeling.
So if people sorry to interrupt, but just along those lines, if people are looking to hire someone with a disability, and they might be worried or afraid or not sure how to do that, which comes up from time to time, what advice would you have for them?
So maybe if they're going, usually sometimes it's through an agency that helps them find the work, unless they're having somebody else who helps them. Just let just meet them and see what they're all about. And then, and then maybe something that could come up and you never know, because, it just means someone face to face is supposed to like emailing, which most people do nowadays.
Yeah.
And talking on the phone or, whatever the communication may be. Mostly, it's usually mostly email that, let them, maybe something might change when they see them face to face, meet them and see what they're all about. Cause maybe there's things that they can do, that maybe they only thought one thing, and maybe they can add some other things as well to add, so they can be more busy and keep them busy and have a fulfilling, maybe it's a short day, maybe it's still that they're working,
Great. Now, you also talked about the importance of community. What did you mean by, what would you like to see different or improved in the community?
So I guess, since I travel in TTC, I think as well as Sam does as well as much, how we get around mostly, just to like not be stared at, stare down, like look, like be judged differently, giving like us nasty stares, saying, muttering to themselves, like saying something like quietly to somebody else.
No, yeah.
I mean, I've seen different things. Also just like, when we're going to a movie, like don't look at us, treat us differently. Like, I go to the movies, but like I don't think I get treated differently. I just like, I'm going socially, and I feel like I don't have to like conform to society, like to have to be someone that I'm not, just to, again, that's also another thing, being social out in the community. That's also like, and going to, maybe they have a little bit more time to do something, like maybe at the grocery store, which I was doing in a training that, but don't rush them to the grocery store, because then they'll feel like they're stressed, and then they'll maybe lash out. You don't want to do that. You want them to like, and come back and have a good experience.
It sounds like, and just to, based on what you're saying, we need a lot less judgment in the world.
Yes.
And a lot more kindness.
Yes, a lot more kindness, a lot more understanding, patience, all the above. I think Sam probably could attest to that as well.
Yeah. Sam, what are your thoughts in your ideal future world down the road? And not, again, this isn't, hundreds of years down the road, but in the next few years, what would you like? Yeah, I'm way ahead of you on that.
I'll be retired before you will.
Sam, what's your thoughts on an ideal future world, or something that you'd like to see change in the next 5 years?
Again, kind of reiterating what Erica was saying, like I also happen to take public transit and happen to take other public forms of getting around. And yeah, like I do feel very uncomfortable when people are like just sizing you up and staring you down like you're a weirdo or a freak or like something like that. Like I really don't like that. So if we can also get past that and just see people who are different as just functioning individuals in society, and my ideal future would be no judgment when it comes to people who are labeled different, and just no judgment when it comes to LGBTQIA individuals, and just live in a society where we don't have to feel like we have to mask and conform to what society expects of us, and what society expects of an autistic individual.
A lot more acceptance. Yeah, Erica, go ahead.
I wanted to add on what Sam was saying as well, is like to the negative derogatory that people, in life that, they should be, don't like the derogatory about, like, we're people, where you have feelings, we have what we may or may not have a voice, but we're still people. Don't just like treat us differently because we're, may sound or look differently or walk differently or maybe have slow or something. We're still people. We still have feelings. Don't just, don't. Yeah, exactly like that. Like it's we need more of that, because not everybody is understanding or is aware of people with different abilities. They still are people with feelings. They still have, they still have meaningful in life. Just because they may be slower or something, or they take a bit longer or understanding something, don't just shut them down or judge them or talk, or also talk for them or over them, or like or use baby language, or talk to them in baby voice, because maybe they have we're people. We still are adults. We're still young adults. We still
Great point. Well, you guys are both doing really good work in that space around,
Yes, thank God. I'm very happy.
removing people's fear, hoping to remove
Mm-hmm.
some judgment that people have, and I think
Yeah.
that's excellent. Were you guys? You're both avid TikTok users. Were you
Mm-hmm.
guys both part of the candy salad
Yes.
TikTok?
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell
Yes.
me, because you talked about Sam, your viral video from a
Oh.
number of years ago. Talk about
Yeah.
what is I don't understand these memes and how things spin out of
Yeah.
control. But what is candy salad, and what was the influencers' sort of experience with that?
Sam, do you want to? I can go, whatever.
Yeah. So basically it was this trend that happened this past summer where individuals would take out a bowl, and the individuals would put like their favorite candy in it, and then people started calling it a candy salad because it was like basically all like gummy candies or sour candies or like chewy candies and like all that kind of stuff. And people would be like, I'm putting blah 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 in this
Right.
bowl. And it was like this like cute, kind of like innocent, funny trend that we happened to do and happened to get a lot of hits on it, which is like crazy and insane because like
Yeah.
I never expect I never expect that. Like
Yeah.
I don't put that stuff out there to get likes and views. So that was really like shocking and surprising
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, I think it's also
Yeah.
to like put like that we represent, this is us, this is what we are, like, this is all together as one person, like we're all one person, like I mean not all one person, we're all, we're all unique, and we're all like people, like we're not just this is like our favorite thing, this is what we like, maybe everyone has different interests, different likes, but I mean we're still kind of united as one, I guess, in the same kind of, just I guess that's what
And
also.
And Sam, you mentioned that it had a lot of views. I think you're being modest. It's had millions and millions and millions of views,
Yes.
and it's been liked and shared tens and tens of thousands of times all around the world. And one of the things, again, I didn't know of it until I saw you guys had done it. But one of the things that was really cool to see was the comments that were in and as we talked about earlier, sometimes comments can be a little risky, but people were really complimentary of the work you did. So it was kind of cool. Now I have to ask though, when you finished this candy salad, and there was 6 or 8 of you that did you eat it? Like, do you eat this stuff, or is it just too much sugar?
I think some people wanted, so they had some. I think they kind of finished some of it. Like people were like, "I want some candy," because you can't just put it in there and not want to have some.
No, I'm used to like a tossed salad, right? Some tomatoes, some cucumber. Put it in, I guess, some dressing.
Sugar. Yeah, I don't want sticky candy. Not, it's not good for you. It gets stuck to your teeth, and then that's another story.
Exactly. Excellent.
I like the healthy, yummy, healthy salad. I love salads.
Good. All right. One final question. We're Community Living Toronto in the month of May is doing an awareness campaign called We All Belong. Belonging is important to all of us. And I think particularly for people in the disability community, as you guys have both talked about, the importance of being accepted, the importance of feeling like you belong, and with that comes, safety and friendship and inclusion and a number of things. So I'm going to put it to both of you, and this is a very simple. It's a simple question. The answer may require some thought, but in one word. So in one word, can you describe your vision for a world where everyone belongs? What's one word that jumps out?
Inclusion, basically. I think
inclusion.
That's yeah.
All right, Sam. Inclusion's taken. What would your word be?
Acceptance.
Inclusion and acceptance. Excellent.
Acceptance and kindness.
Now you're into 2 words. Now you're
understanding. Sorry.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you both for taking some time to chat and share your stories. I appreciate you being so open and transparent around what you've both gone through and your passions and your hopes and what motivates you. We really value the work that both of you and the whole team of influencers at Community Living Toronto do. And I know you've connected with other self-advocate groups around across the country and even around the world, right? We've got people in other parts of the world that we've connected with to learn from and share our experience. So excellent work. Thanks for your contributions.
My pleasure.
And we will, well, I think I'll see you both tonight.
Yes, exactly.
But it was great to chat today. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Take care.
What a really encouraging conversation that we had, and I really thank Sam and Erica for joining us today. It really reminds me of how far we have come in Ontario in the supports that are provided for people with intellectual disabilities and our recognition of their rights. It wasn't that long ago, I think it was 2009, that the last provincial institution for people with intellectual disabilities closed. And over the preceding, more than 100 years, thousands and thousands of people went through those institutions, and that was seen as good enough at the time. We've come a long way since then, and Erica and Sam both remind me of both the progress we've made, but also how much remains to be done, both in the level of supports and the types of supports that we provide, but also in how we view people and their rights in our province. As you know, May is Community Living Month, and the CLTO influencers have released a video that we have shared a link to on the notes of this podcast, or you can Google it and it's available on their social media platforms. So take a couple of minutes to watch that and be inspired once again. Thanks for joining us on our Community Chats podcast, and a reminder that we release a new episode on the 15th and the 30th of each month, so don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.
Don't forget to join us next time as we unpack the power of community through collaborative initiatives and shared experiences. Available on Buzzsprout, Spotify, Audible, and YouTube. Follow us on social media at CL Toronto. Let's chat, share, and spread those good vibes together. We hope these discussions will inspire you and give new ideas to add your voice to our mission of making our communities and neighborhoods inclusive and welcoming.